Welcome back to Absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny, that is Sal, and we are a channel that discusses superhero movies and TV shows from two of your favorite comic book YouTubers. I don't care who you are, we're your favorites. I'm just throwing it out there right now.
Damn right.
Yep, that's it. That's all it is. We're the best.
Sorry.
Today we're going to look at the Easter egg from Shang-Chi, and we're going to look at why it may or may not be significant. So, Sal, you have the freshest memory of Shang-Chi. You just saw it 2 days ago.
I just watched it last night.
Last night? I thought it was Saturday, so you watched it last night.
No, Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me the Easter egg again and why we want to discuss this.
All right, so this Easter egg is, of course, the post-credit scene. Not the last post-credit scene, but the mid-credit scene where we see that when the 10 rings were activated, it sent off this beacon or whatever. I don't know. It alerted the Avengers and Wong, who apparently is like Sorcerer Supreme or something, because Wong is like at the fore every time there's something significant. And in Spider-Man trailers, he's chiding Doctor Strange. Last time I checked, Steve was Sorcerer Supreme, but whatever, Wong. Anyway, Wong calls the Avengers because he's got them on speed dial, and he tells at least two of them who are alive, hey, listen, there's these rings, they have untold power, they're over at least 1,000 years old, but possibly older than that. They get down into a molecular level, and they talk about what they're made of, and how when they were activated or whatever, it sent out a beacon.
Right. And then they have this... Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and they get into, like, what are they made of, and what could they be? Like, what is this energy source that's within them?
Right.
Because...
And they're making that a big deal because that is the thing. Like,
yeah, this is like the Infinity Gem situation all over again, where it's another element or thing, MacGuffin, that people are speculating over that is leading towards what seems to suggest a bigger thing. Now, it could be a 10-year-long thing like the Infinity Gauntlet, or it could be just it's made of celestial blood, and it's just harbinging the Eternals movie. Like, it could just be that, like, we wrap up that mystery in November.
I didn't even think of that as being a possibility, because when I'll just say who they are: Captain Marvel, Banner, and Wong are looking at it. They're explaining it. We zoom way into a molecular level. So my thought process was this is going to be related to Kang and the Ant-Man movie.
Right, because you get small, you get in there, and they're talking about energy, and of course, like, Kang was just set up, and of course, you got the quantum mania. Quantum is everywhere now, multiverse.
Yeah. Half of What If is all about shrinking and growing.
Right?
Like, that's become the core thing they're using in What If.
That's a good point. I have another mystery that I'd like to solve, which is why is Bruce back to being Bruce, and why does he look so friggin' old?
Oh, it's just because Mark Ruffalo stopped going to get his hair dyed.
Maybe you should have done that, because it's just kind of confusing.
I won't lie, when I saw Bruce in there too, I was thinking, like, wow, he's aging quick.
Right, he looked really old. Yeah. I was like, what's happening?
And I really do
and why are you not a Hulk?
Yeah, and I really do think that, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, they were together finally. That was the...
Yeah, what...
Maybe that's going to relate to his appearance at She-Hulk. That's the character I was talking about in our trailer review, where I was like, I don't think he's going to be around much, but we do know he's popping up in She-Hulk. And I feel like that's going to be touched on there, maybe.
Dude, maybe they'll separate them and make Savage Hulk. Make the stronger, bigger Savage Hulk that people are looking for.
And he just didn't mention that? Well, by the way, guys, I have a guy smashing things behind me. I got to go.
Well, he's off. Like, he just wants to be left alone. But I'm still here, and I'm smart. And I'm the smartest person in the room.
Yeah. And then he's got the arm sling, too, to remind you of Endgame. So.
Did he have the arm sling? I didn't notice.
Yeah, he had an arm sling on in there. Because at first I thought Mark Ruffalo maybe hurt himself.
Right. No, move on from that. Nobody cares about him having permanent damage from the snap. But
so back
as
to
far
our
as what it could be, whatever they could be made of, I'm going to toss out, because Mark says, or Banner says, no vibranium.
Right. They throw out, like, she's like, I don't see anything cosmic in there. Which is why I didn't even think about Eternals, because that would be more of a cosmic element.
That's true. That's a good point. Because, you got to rule out cosmic rays, not Fantastic Four. But I've still got another Fantastic Four theory. Could be they're made of unstable molecules.
Okay.
Right?
And you're going to relate that back to the Fantastic Four? Maybe the rings are brought to Reed in them, and then the rings give them their powers when he messes with them?
Oh God, I don't want that, but like I could see that happen.
I was like,
I could also see them coming back from
They just bypass
getting
the space travel thing.
that's like a core element of their origin, but like I could see them coming back having already been transformed.
Yeah,
and like, hey,
you know what else is a core element of somebody else's origin? Shang-Chi not having magical rings that blast energy. I mean,
listen, I completely hear you, and I was the kind of person who was like, man, they're making a movie about Shang-Chi. That's awesome. It's gonna be this like kind of grounded, kind of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon meets like Jackie Chan kind of like kung fu movie, and it's like, no, it's a superhero movie.
He's got rings that shoot energy, and he can fly almost with them. And
yeah, he could ride dragons and stuff. And it's like, oh, all right, well, I guess he can also have the deadliest hands in the world. That works out too. But he still can fight. He doesn't need the ring.
Yeah, well, he proves that in the intro. So
yes, exactly. So that's fine.
So, but my idea is that these were made because they said like 10,000 years old. That was already established by his dad, and then they go into it's not vibranium, so it's not the strongest metal we know. It's not cosmic rays, or she's not sensing anything cosmic related in them. That leads us to adamantium, which I believe is a made metal, wasn't it? Isn't it a man-made metal?
Adamantium was created by a human, yes.
Okay, which then leaves us with something old and archaic. Going back to Kang, who's been around, well, he who remains, not officially Kang.
It's Kang.
And shut up! Going back to he who remains, who stated he's been around multiple times, multiple years. What if this is just some artifact from him? And what if the setup now is going to be Kang versus all of his versions and the artifacts that they have created throughout the ages? So by the third movie, he doesn't have the rings, and now it's the Iron Man story again of who is he without the rings.
Right. That's fine too. I'd take that. I mean, if they're setting up Kang to be a big bad, it makes sense. I don't know if I want to see another like grab all the gems kind of situation, but
do you not read comics? It's kind of a weekly thing.
I know, but like
we literally just did a
grab
we literally just did a grab all the gems annual run through thing. I mean,
I know. I didn't read that. It's not my kind of cup of tea.
Spider-Man just did. Let's go grab all the tablets.
Yeah, I skipped that arc.
So what are you even reading anymore?
Right? A lot of DC. But no, I mean, I appreciate it. I get it. My thing was less about what the rings are made of and more about the beacon. Like, what does the beacon mean?
I think that's going to be what brings Kang out. So my theory, since they're showing this on a quantum level, that beacon sent out and draws Kang to our universe, our timeline. He's looking for the artifacts, which is how he comes across Ant-Man and all of them.
Right. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because he's in the quantum realm, so are these rings.
Yeah. That makes the most sense. It's the tightest potential answer. And it suggests that there's actually some kind of like unity and plan in place, because like my brain went to Negative Zones and Annihilus or Galactus finally, and because nobody's referenced Galactus ever, but like you said, Carol never said, she says there's nothing cosmic about it, so like probably not.
She didn't say the word cosmic. Where everyone goes in the comments, she says
she doesn't recognize
similar.
It. Like
she doesn't recognize it, which in my opinion, they had her there to get rid of space.
Yeah,
like that was the whole point of her statement.
Silver Surfer, Power Cosmic, that kind of thing.
I think that's what they were there for. She was there to eliminate that element, just like Banner was there to eliminate Wakandan stuff. Right. So we don't link it to Wakanda.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with it being that kind of intimate, like that Phase 4 or whatever you want to call it is basically just like, here's a whole bunch of random stuff, and also we set up Kang. Yeah. And maybe they'll even defeat him at the end of it, but we're setting up Kang, multiverse, and that kind of stuff.
Like an intermission phase while we reestablish the new group and then move into
because Ultron was, like, he should have been bigger, and it's like, but he was basically a transitional villain. Like, Ultron is this thing where it's like, we're dealing with the fallout of Thanos messing around with our stuff by encouraging Loki, then Robot, then ourselves, then Thanos for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So I could see them being like, no, Kang's a pretty big deal. Look at all the references to all these stuff that has to do with Kang. And then, like, they fight him and they beat him at the end. And it's like,
I'm worried that's going to be Kang. I'm worried that it's going to be Kang, because I'm worried that now that they have the X-Men, they have Fantastic Four, we're setting into the big bads of an X-Men villain, a Doctor Doom, we're setting into Galactus. We have enough big bads that they have access to that they didn't before that we can mess with now.
Right, and I'm so jazzed. Like, I like Kang theoretically. I don't really like a lot of comics that have Kang in them. I prefer Kang in the Avengers cartoon.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if they want to do a cool, rad story with Kang that doesn't get in the weeds and become this like sprawling, ridiculous thing, I'm okay with that. Especially if it's a transitional thing, so that we can get to like dealing with characters like Doctor Doom, Galactus, Annihilus.
Right, and that's what I feel. I feel like this is that phase. And they're gonna set
it could
up
be. We could go further on this and be like, oh no, you know what it is? The energy. It's like the energy that creates mutants, and these rings belong to En Sabanur, and it's like that's setting up Apocalypse. I'm sure there's a video already out there that says that.
Oh my God! Why don't we make that?
I don't have enough there. That's all there is. It's literally just like, well, there's energy. It sends a beacon. What is it? It's like it's not a beacon out.
That's the title of our video. Shang-Chi sets up X-Men.
There you go. All right. Let's wrap up the show.
I didn't even think of that. I think my theory is more plausible. But your theory, they said 10,000 years old. We don't know what this is.
Right?
Like I know you said it in passing as a joke. I know
but it's a real thing now.
But like in my head now, I'm like, dude, ancient looking rings that make you immortal.
Yeah.
That are tied to a quantum level, that are not vibranium,
right,
and not cosmically powered.
Yeah.
And they specifically stated how old they are. The perfect villain to link to that.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Right. The beacon is waking him up. It's not like calling him in.
God.
Yeah.
Dude, you just backdoored X-Men in the best way possible.
Hooray! I mean, yeah. So there we go. We got Apocalypse. I mean, and then Apocalypse shows up, and he's the Thanos for the X-Men series you do after that.
That's what I mean. Like, all you have to do is these beacons keep waking people up. And at the end of the Kang phase, at the end of all of this, we just see Apocalypse get up, and everyone will lose their collective shits.
Yes. Yes, especially if he's big.
Yes!
Like he's supposed to be, and not played by Oscar Isaac. I like him, but like not as Apocalypse.
Oh my God, dude. You have blown my mind.
Yes. I always hope to blow your mind at least once a week.
The best part about this is I know you said it as an in-passing joke.
I was like, oh, it could be Apocalypse. I mean, who cares? But like,
it makes so much. That makes as much sense as my theory about it calling Kang.
Right. Because right now it's nothing. So it could literally be either of those things, and it would and it would please people.
Yeah.
People would be like, yay.
It'd be, oh my God, if all of this stuff is just bringing him here. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about Sal's theory? Is Sal's theory or my theory more accurate? What do you guys think is better? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Join us right here at Absolutely Marvel at DC on a nearly daily basis. As Sal and I chat about your favorite DC TV shows and movies, along with our two buddies, Dylan and Dan. And we'll see you next time right here.